What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We are back with another video in a fresh cut, nigga. Hold on. I was playing. Ultra Vegeta finally makes his wish on the Super Dragon Balls by almost said Unreal Gaming by CallMeARJ, and we gonna get into it, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and Lego.
So our story continues with us carrying on from the shock request of last chapter from the God Killer Vegito, who had just proclaimed to Zeno that he would only showcase his final form if the dragon god Zalama would be summoned first. With Vegito standing there, smirking wildly at the confused Zeno, as he remains interlocked with Dai, his second demon arm grabbing onto and pushing back the giant foot of Dai's energy apparition. Zalama? As the quite confused Omni King would then ask, the Dragon God? I haven't seen him in a long time. Now, what does he have to do with your new form anyway? Is it because he's green? Lord Zeno! Do not listen to him!
Don't.
But interrupting their conversation, Dai would then force himself in, not allowing the God Killer to pollute the thoughts of Zeno any further. As he would continue, we gods cannot and do not negotiate with demons! You cannot give in to his demands, my lord. Who knows what evil he has in mind? Do not be confused by his appearance. This creature has been taken over by Lucifer himself. He must be sent down to the demon realm immediately. Again piquing the curiosity of Zeno, and perhaps even causing the childlike god to for once think about his actions a little, as he would look to Vegito and inquire, Lucifer, is that true? You're taken over by him now? You don't look very mortal anymore, now that I think about it. To which the snickering Vegito would respond, oh, so mortals changing their hair colors and turning into giant apes is all well and good, but grow a little third eye and a giant arm, and now I don't look mortal? Don't be silly, Zeno. I'm guessing you know what Lucifer looks like already, and I'm sure you can agree I'm nowhere near as ugly. I am Son Goku and Vegeta fused. I am Vegito. And you can make your excuses, but my cool new form is not coming out until that damn Zalama is here. Trust me, I can finish this job just the way I am. As suddenly, in a show of pure force, Vegito would then flex his new third arm and begin pushing back hard on the still stamping down foot of the apparition until... Now stay down, maggots! Immediately then disbalancing the giant Dai as he forcefully
Vegito.
Straight back, almost in slow motion. Until ultimately, the energy apparition would slam on its back for a massive crash landing. How did he? Leaving the Daishinkan now in shock as his eyes dart behind and he would grunt. How could he overpower my Seraphim clone with just one arm? How much of Lucifer's power has this fool unleashed?
A lot.
Get back up, you oaf, and... But before Dai can even completely look behind to command his summoning to regain itself, the apparition would begin fading into nothing.
Okay, Dai, you getting
succumbing
cooked right now.
instantly to just how hard the God Killer had thrusted. What's wrong, Dai? Seems you're not as all-powerful as you thought you were. How dare Zeno even think I would need to transform again for the likes of you? If I do, it will merely be in return for Zalama, not you. What did you say? As with the priests,
You heard what he said.
all-powerful summon dispatched of so easily, a smirk of pure confidence would emerge on the God Killer's face, as the Grand Priest can only recoil in disbelief at the disrespect until... What's this puny hand of yours supposed to do to me anyway?
Ooh, he broke that motherfucker.
As suddenly, clenching his demon hand tight, a loud crack would be heard as the divine angel's entire fist would crunch before... my hand! As unleashing a blood-curdling scream to the high heavens, Dai's hand would be revealed to be broken and completely shattered within Vegito's grasp. Oh, sorry about that. I forget how fragile you are, old man. As in a flash, the priest would then remove his damaged appendage in haste, wincing as he does so until... You'll pay for that, demon scum! As suddenly, as his body would move back on closer inspection of his chest, the upside-down triangle on it, which was before glowing cyan, would now begin to become a flashing white light, increasing in energy and luminescence until... In a fierce comeback of his own, from his chest alone, an all-powerful energy beam would strike Vegito at point-blank range,
Oh, man.
giving
Okay.
him no chance to dodge, sending him flying back with full damage, as he is forced to let go of Dai's other hand as a result, too. You! And the power of the energy would seem overwhelming to the God Killer, but perhaps most surprisingly would be the manner in which it came out, as Vegito would wonder,
Oh, shit.
just how many tricks do you have for me, midget?
That's the Grand Priest.
Eventually being pushed back enough, so far away that he would skid on the ground to halt himself. On his chest now, a visible burn of damage from where he was struck. But as Vegito's head would remain ducked and smoke would continue to bellow off his injury, Vegito would begin muttering, But it's no problem. After all, no matter how many tricks you have, I will have far more!
Oh, shit. Oh,
As
shit.
lifting his head with a big grin once more, like nothing had just happened, the burn and damage on his torso would completely vanish in tandem also, as with the power of Boo inside him, his body would begin healing instantaneously.
Obviously.
And with the God Killer now some distance away from the Daishinkan, Vegito would begin getting up with a laugh. That was a little too close for comfort, wasn't it, Dai? You just had to bring something out of the bag to get me off, didn't you? Don't worry, I understand. what it feels like to fear someone. Leaving Dai to just mutter under his breath, annoyed at Vegito's quick recovery. Before suddenly, now turning to Zeno again, almost dismissing his true opponent, Vegito will then point towards the Omni King and demand, "Now enough of the stalling! Bring me Zalama! You can see this worm is no challenge for me. This is getting boring, and we need something to spice things up.
Spice it up then.
You want your show to be entertaining, right, Zeno? Lord knows, being cooped up in here, you barely have any fun anyway. How about you live a little and see what happens? I promise, my new form may even have a little green." Huh? Green? Again catching the childlike creature's simple mind, as he would continue, "Green? Like green hair? I need to see!" Before almost impulsively, Zeno would then raise his hand and proclaim, "Dragon God Zalama, creator of the Super Dragon Balls, I summon you now! Lord Zeno!"
That nigga Zeno don't give 3 fucks, boy.
And with a vicious scream, as if his life depended on it, the Grand Priest would yell out in defiance, hoping his conviction alone would be enough to stop the Omni King giving in to Vegito's demand. But alas, it would all be in vain, as in a giant flash of light, both Dai and a smirking Vegito would be lost in its shine, as standing in the middle, a calm Zeno with no worries at all, and his arm in the air would finally say, "Quiet, Dai, he has arrived.
Oh shit.
Zalama!" And shockingly, just like that, a mysterious new figure would emerge on the battlefield before Zeno. His skin green, with pink splotches, like a Namekian, even having a similar white hooded garb to one seen by a certain Piccolo. As he would appear to be meditating with his eyes
I see the plan.
levitating over the ground peacefully, seemingly none the wiser of what is going on. This presence, such power, such evil. What's happened? Before in a flash, Zalama would then open his eyes wide, as if fully awake now, and would soon peer to his left to see who the figure he presumably is sensing is. Lord Zeno! As when the dragon god would look into the cold poker face of the toddler god, he would immediately yell out in shock and fear from his sight alone. I must apologize, my lord! How dare I sleep in your presence? Please forgive me! And in a comedic scene, perhaps not how we all thought we would first see the great dragon god, capable of creating Dragon Balls which can grant any wish, we would see Zalama cower in terror. His green face turning blue as he lets go of his mysterious staff while standing before the innocent-looking Omni King. And with his back up and his stance awkward, Zalama would then quickly ask, "What is it you desire, my lord? Anything, just ask." But Zeno, who still would be slightly confused over what it is Vegito even wants, would then reply, "It's okay. I don't mind you sleeping. But, I'm not sure why I summoned you, actually. I think you should ask him instead."
Who the hell is him?
Okay. Surprising the Namekian god, as he would calm down, more curious over who Zeno should even be talking about. And as he would slowly turn around to see where Zeno was looking, he would think to himself, I suppose he means die. But what would the Grand Priest need from me? What in the name of Zeno?
I feel a little ash
But
in my
as
face.
the llama would turn and look at who had requested his presence, he would be overcome by shock. Initially by just the appearance he would see, immediately recognizing a certain demonic entity muttering, This energy, that arm, Lucif,
Big
it
Luce.
cannot be. And this hatred for Lucif, which seems to be shared by all the gods, would then evolve to show pure, unadulterated rage. As with his sharp Namekian teeth now bared, Zalama would let out, So, this is why I'm here. The great evil has returned. I will protect you with my life, Lord Zeno.
Man, we don't need all that.
And just like that, ready to put his own life on the line, the dragon god would instantly get into fighting stance. As Zeno would just comedically mutter behind, Wait, can you even fight?
You know your ass.
Hold it there, green man! But with an angered
You on your
scowl, not interested in the theatrics, the god killer would butt in and yell, You gods just can't help yourself once you see a poor, innocent old mortal, can you? Murder on your mind, always. I expected better of you, dragon god. I am no Lucif. I am Vegito. Before Vegito's face would then return to normal, and he would continue, Exactly what do you think you could do to me anyway? You see me fighting with the damn Grand Priest in front of you, don't you?
Yep.
I could care less to battle with a Namekian who couldn't even make it into the 5 strongest. You're no different to me than Dende, and you're needed for an entirely different purpose. Before, with a smile, the God Killer would finally reveal, I need a wish granted, Zalama. A wish that must be done on the orders of Zeno himself. But I want it to only activate when the Die Shinken die.
Oh shit.
What? Oh? Leading to all 3 gods then reacting in different ways, with Dai completely flabbergasted in his inclusion, muttering, When I die? Who does he think he is? And Zalama in pure shock, reacting, The death of the Grand Priest? Who is this creature? Why is Lord Zeno allowing him to talk like this?
Have you not been keeping
But
up?
Zeno, with a curious smile, would just add himself, So, beating Dai is like a goal, and the prize is your wish? That sounds fun! It's kind of like a game. I like games. Before his face
I like games
would
too,
then
you know what
turn
I'm saying?
suddenly cold, and he would continue,
My little white in
But
the
if
bed. Hold on.
I do this, you will show me your final form then, right?
Yeah.
I won't do any more, and I don't like liars. But the God Killer, who carries on not worrying whatsoever, would just clench his fist, knowing his plan is seemingly coming to fruition. as he replies, "Liars? What do you take me for, Zen-chan? Would Son Goku ever lie to you? Then you can expect me to be a Saiyan of my word also.
Ooh.
Grant me this one wish automatically on the priest death, and I will show you a form you won't soon forget." No! How can you even listen to this foul tripe, my lord? He seeks to kill me, and you seek to reward him in return.
That nigga don't like you for real.
I am your angel attendant and sworn protector. But as Dai would turn to Zeno for some semblance of support and guilt over accepting Vegito's wish,
Straight face.
Zeno would reply, "Yes, Dai, you are my protector, the one true angel. So how can you really be afraid of losing? You told me you've never lost a fight in your life.
Oh shit.
You told me that you fighting at full power would be the greatest show I'd ever see." Before now, with an angered look, he would then command, "And I don't like liars.
Back up that talk,
So don't ruin my fun. Don't worry, I wouldn't grant a wish that was selfish, just like I didn't at the tournament. But either way, it won't matter with your strength." And with this said, Zeno would then turn to Vegito and finally ask, "Well, what is your wish then, Vegito?" And now completely in his element, finally after all this time able to see an end goal and way back to normality, Vegito would reveal, "Thank you, Zeno. I would never be selfish. I wish for every planet and mortal ever erased by the gods of destruction to be brought back the minute Dai dies." What is with this sudden overwhelming confidence that I will die? What is this beast planning? This wish annoying the Grand Priest once more, at least at first, but soon, internally, he would reflect, At least his wish is nothing more than trivial mortal rubbish.
Aw.
Ooh, easy! And Zeno too would be pleased, knowing it was just the kind of wish he would expect from Son Goku, as he would yell to Zalama, "You heard him, Mr. Dragon. Grant this wish as a prize, if he can beat Dai." My lord! But in confusion, Zalama would turn quickly back and reply, "But a wish like that would require the dragon of the Super Dragon Balls. They have been used recently at that tournament of yours. They cannot be used again so soon.
Okay.
1,000 years have not passed. Not unless I
Do it. I don't care now."
But with cold eyes and finally his
1,000 years.
impatience showing through, the all-powerful god would show he could care less, staring blankly forward, knowing if the wrong thing is said in response, all hell would break loose. Then it shall be done, my lord. And with so much fear in his heart, or perhaps respect, Zalama would not think twice and agree despite his ominous hint over what could happen if a wish is granted too soon. Woo! New form, new form, new form!
Shit.
And in Zeno's childlike mind, all he would be interested in now is the fact Vegito would finally transform and
right.
perhaps show him some green. Lord Zeno! But Dai, who would seemingly know what would happen if Zalama makes this wish, would yell out a final time, "You ask too much of our esteemed guest! Do you not know what will happen to the Dragon God if he makes this second wish before it's time?" Don't worry, Dai. But a sweating Zalama would just smile and try to calm things down, looking at the priest as some kind of old chum perhaps, and saying, "The Omni King knows best. It was an honor to serve, and an honor to grant this final wish.
Okay.
With a request of this magnitude, undoing the work of gods, and millennia of their work at that, this will be my end. But I am happy. Goodbye, my friend." And just like that,
take his life?
with a surprisingly peaceful smile, accepting his fate for the sake of the Omni King,
Yeah, nigga,
the
leave
Dragon
off the
God
fight.
Zalama would place his hands together and call out from within, "Great Dragon, arise early from your slumber for the final time."
Not the final
And
time.
as a great power and pressure would begin to build in all the surrounding area around Zalama, in the great language of the gods, Zalama would presumably make the wish Vegito had wanted, and with the same terms he had asked for also.
Oh, shit.
And as the Dragon God would let out a divine yell from the base of his feet, an all-encompassing light would begin to shine that blinds the entire area. Something would be arising, something that would dwarf everything else on the battlefield. And in a mesmerizing golden scene, the great dragon of the Super Dragon Balls would emerge from Zalama himself, revealing the Namekian god as the true identity of the ultimate wish-granting dragon, as all the warriors on the floor below just watch on in awe. And as the giant creature would wade its wings through the air, leaving the rest of the fighters to watch on like ants in comparison, there would be an eerie silence, as the signature sound of a wish being granted would be sounded out until, in a flash, the great dragon would turn into light itself, and with an insane speed would shoot down straight towards the ground, unclear yet towards who. Before suddenly,
Gotta go to Zalama.
the entire dragon would dissipate, splitting into two beams, and with how far they've traveled already, the targets would now be clear. As in completely unexpected scenes, they would soon be point blank with the chests of both Dai and Vegito. With such speed, it catches both elite warriors off guard, ready to seemingly pierce through their torsos. And it would be no illusion, as the energy seemingly does make impact and go through the chest of the priest and Godkiller, but perhaps not in the way that would be expected. As unbelievably, when we would then see within the bodies of both Dai and Vegito at their beating hearts, we would see wrapped around would be two miniature great dragons, roaring and ready to rip apart the heart of whoever is defeated. What is this? and Dai, immediately in touch with his body and never having experienced such magic, would immediately feel a tightening in his chest as he would grab on and comment, "Zeno, what have you done?" As the typically unfazed Vegito would just grin as he looks down, realizing the deal is on, as he would let out, "Never have I loved you more, Zeno, than just now. Thank you. Now, I have something more than just revenge to fight for. This is it for you, Dai." But things did not end there, as suddenly from the ground, a giant slab of rock would then emerge and erect itself. Huh? What the devil is that? Leading to even more shock among the gods, as in the distance, 3 names would begin to become engraved, along with a bar quickly rising under one of them. And when zoomed in, inexplicably, the 3 names would be revealed to be Vegito, Dai, and Zeno, with only a full bar for the God Killer. As the llama, who at this point is in the middle of fading away to nothingness for eternity, would somehow bravely still maintain his smile, and would explain in his final breaths, "This one is a little addition of my own, to make things more interesting and entertaining for my dear Lord Zeno. Each bar will represent your current power level and life force. When one reaches 0, Zeno's game will be over. Enjoy and good luck, Dai." Wow! Now it really is like a game. Zalama, you will be remembered. As the joyous Omni King would jump up in excitement, sharing his final piece of praise for the god in his final moments, even though it was ultimately him who ordered himself to sacrifice. But for a moment, Vegito would stare at the strange object, noticing something was off. Before, with a confused look, he would mention, "If that bar is supposed to represent my power level, life force, whatever that green man said, then why the hell is there nothing for Dai or even Zeno? Are they dead already?" But suddenly, as if the board would be listening and reacting, Dai's bar would soon emerge, and not just any, as 2 bars would appear instead of 1, indicating double the power of the God Killer who had just transformed. "What the? This thing must be busted!" Instantly taking the God Killer aback, as he would wonder what is going on, letting out, "That damn Dragon God! If he can't even get our power levels right, who's to say he even got my wish right talking that gibberish?" Wait a minute! But as Vegito would make fun of the late Namekian god, a change in presence and atmosphere in the air would be felt, as he would soon wonder, "Talking of Dai, where is that midget?"
Oh shit.
But all answers would soon come to the God Killer, as even Vegito would then be frozen, still petrified, sensing a power level spiking in the distance.
Oh shit.
Die!
Oh shit.
And when the Saiyan would look around, the one-winged angel would be surrounded in aura, as the ground beneath him begins to deform all over. unbridled rage now, filling Dai, seemingly because of the loss of Zalama and his connection with him. The priest's entire body would bulk, swarming with veins, as the cyan symbols on his body would begin to glow brightly. And noticeably, the Dai Shinken's eyes would go blank, removing his seraphim entirely. What the? When did he? Leaving Vegito pale in the face as he witnesses a truly ungodly spike in energy that seems to keep going and going, as he would mumble,
For the real power of the Grand Priest.
Damn angel! Where is he getting this power from? Just when does he reach his limit? And as Dai would continue to roar out, his aura would begin to resemble a ferocious energy beam, coated in violent white lightning as his ki shoots into the sky. Woo! Go Dai! Go Dai! And like the spectator he is, Zeno would just cheer on, not caring at all that his attendant is only powering up out of anger and sorrow for the death of Salama. And soon the changes in Dai would become even more pronounced, as his once prim and proper, slick-backed hair would now blast out, spiked, and finally unleashed. Surrounding him, now a divine ball of energy, not too dissimilar to the energy barrier we once saw from Z. And from within, his body would continue to bulk as he would continuously yell, pushing the boundaries of his power. His muscles increasing in size and vascularity before...
Oh, shit.
His voice would now almost sound demonic itself, grunting with the intensity of his rage being all too clear now on his facial expression. All coming to a head as he would cataclysmically spread out his arms and lone wing, with the energy ball he was within popping like a seismic water balloon, creating a huge flash of light and destruction that would soon flashbang the entire screen.
Grand Priest want the ones now. You done pushed them to the edge.
Now, I understand. As now finished with his transformation, the Grand Priest would be seen, now with his hair white and fully extended, his angel wings sharper in edge, his eyes still blanked in rage, and his muscular body overflowing with energy, as aura and lightning bolts dance around his divine presence. I understand. The only one who can save the gods, save the multiverse, is me! You will pay for slaughtering a god before my eyes! As now looking to Vegito with fury, spit drooling from his mouth as he shouts like a beast, the great Dai Shinken would no longer be interested in appeasing Zeno. The end game is now here. Wow! Looks like Dai has a new form first. But ironically, despite this change in conviction, it would still be the Omni King who is left in profit, completely entertained by this new animal that the priest had become. Oh crap! And even Vegito, seeing Dai like this, would now falter in his confidence, commenting, looks like I'm going to have to make good on that promise to Zeno after all. Or at least, come close.
Real close.
And in what at first looks like a telegraphed and slow motion transition to moving towards Vegito, would soon evolve to speed that is truly unimaginable. As just like the great dragon, Dai would begin moving so fast he appears as pure energy. Crashing across the ground, reaching Vegito in an instant, leaving destruction behind. As... that speed! Vegito, almost like a deer caught in headlights, would be able to do nothing but watch, with no time to even react to what Dai would do next. But in the end, it wouldn't seem like he would have to see much anyway, as within a flash, Dai would now just be behind the God Killer, with Vegito looking behind in confusion, just wondering, What did you just do? Show off how fast you are? Don't play games with me. You... But soon, Vegito would find himself unable to finish his sentence, somehow losing strength part way, as he would then slowly look down and... What
happened?
What is this?
I guess stabbed in
As
the chest.
shockingly, now left with a gaping hole in his chest, the God Killer would look down with a furiously leaking bloody injury, with now no sign of any internal organs left. Perhaps even including his heart. But that was...
Yeah, the Grand Priest has not playing no more, so we gotta see what happened next chapter, man, because this is crazy. This is getting really good, and I mean, I'm ready to see the ending of this, but of this chapter, of this whatever, you know what I mean. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check out the CallMeARJ one more time, and then check out the last video right here. Check out another video right here, and I'll catch y'all next time, man. Domo out.